Hey, brothers and sisters, we're going to be doing the Genesis Priesthood summary. This is the last summary that we're going to be doing because we've been watching a lot of Exodus movies lately, and we're going to move on to the Exodus one. There's only going to be one of those, though, because these have been really long. And one for the rest of them, right? One summary for all of them?
Yeah, one summary per book. Yeah, just to get the gems out of it.
And some like Peter and Corinthians, where they have multiple, so they'll get two, obviously, because two different books.
Yeah. Well, this is the old historic document, so we don't mind sort of just gleaning the gems out of it, because we haven't got much time left, and so I just wanted you to see, because you said, Dad, I haven't read it, so this is a way to read it. Fill yourself with the movies, the text, the summary, so you know when we talk about Abraham, you know what he did. When we talk about Noah, when we talk about Joseph, and now this week we've been talking a lot about Moses, but let's finish up our Genesis.
Genesis priesthood. The true priesthood revealed in Genesis: Melchizedek, Abraham, altars, tithe, bread and wine. Priesthood did not begin with Moses. The first thing Genesis teaches us is this: Alahim's priesthood predates the Torah law. His covenant predates the 10 Commandments. Intimate relationship long predates religion. Long before Sinai, before Levites, before tabernacles, Alahim was already revealing a priesthood that did not come from lineage, ritual, or tabernacle/temple service.
What do you think of that, mate?
I don't know yet. It's only the first paragraph.
Yeah, well, it relates to what we were talking about, because you were saying what were you saying about the Levites, and you were saying why didn't they all want to go up the mountain? And so we were talking about the firstborns, weren't we? The firstborns were supposed to be the priests of the home, and every family was supposed to go up the mountain.
Yeah,
that was the promise given to Abraham, that you will know me. But as we saw, it's a bit of a spoiler, but as we saw when they got to Sinai, they built a golden calf and they were freaked out and they had sin in them and they complaining, wanted to go back to Egypt. So Yahuah said, I'm going to slaughter them all and start again with you, Moses. And Moses pled with him. No, save them. And so this is why the Levitical priesthood came into being.
So this is why there's a high priest.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Yahusha was already, as it says here, was already revealing the one that didn't come from lineage, because all the Jews say that they're acting like it's because they're Jews. They get all these extra things, like it's lineage. Like only the Israelites and the Jews were allowed to be in Yahusha and like be in his spirit. Now they're just talking about Christianity, but back then Christianity was a thing.
So we're seeing the real priesthood, which was shadowed in Melchizedek. This is where we're going to go now, into Melchizedek. And this was long before, because this is still Genesis, this is long before they got to the mountain, or the formal priesthood came in, the Levites. This is the real priesthood that he wants. And look who started it.
Melchizedek, which is him. Melchizedek is Yahusha, isn't it?
Yeah.
That priesthood appears suddenly without explanation, genealogy, or succession. Genesis 4. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine, for he was priest of Alahim Most High. Genesis 14:18. This moment is deliberate, strategic, and prophetic. Melchizedek, revelation of Yahusha. Melchizedek means king of righteousness. He is also king of Salem, meaning king of peace. Scripture later makes this connection to Yahusha unmistakable. You are a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek. Psalms 110:4. Without father, without mother, without genealogy, having neither been beginning of days nor end of life, but made like the son of Alahim. Hebrews 7:3.
Made like the son of Alahim. It's imagery. Obviously talking about Yahusha, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that meant to be Yahusha and Melchizedek? Melchizedek appears suddenly, blesses Abraham, receives tithes 10%.
That's what tithe means, 10%.
Receives 10%, offers bread and wine, and disappears without record. This is not some fleshly human priesthood. This is the eternal priesthood. Genesis is showing us Yahusha before flesh, operating as a priest king, not a mediator of rules, but the creator and establisher of all life. And Abraham recognized this.
Not a mediator of rules, but the creator and establisher of all life. Because on Sinai, the Levites and the 10 Commandments and all the 613 laws, and then later on the Pharisees and religion, a whole Jewish religion. It's all about rules and laws. This wasn't. Apart from getting circumcised, Abraham wasn't given any specific instructions, was he?
No.
He was told that he would be protected. He would be the father of many nations. Yeah.
He got the instruction to sacrifice Isaac.
Yes, he got those that was a test. Absolutely.
So he did get instructions.
Yeah, he got instructions, and he was told what right and wrong is, but he didn't get them carved into stone as a legislation, did he? No. It was about the loving relationship that Alahim wanted to have with him.
He didn't get given commandments that he had to follow necessarily.
No.
He was just doing what Yahusha put him to do. So he was like hearing it in the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Not like Moses.
No. Well, Moses heard it in the moment too, but Moses then had to give this legislation to the people because they were so unruly and lawless.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's the thing, that they actually had to make those because they were so corrupt.
Yeah. He wanted them to love him voluntarily, but they wouldn't. So he forced them under pain of death.
Abraham, a true priestly worshipper. Abraham does not build temples, he builds altars. Altars in Genesis are never buildings. They are places of surrender, obedience, and supernatural encounter. Then he built an altar to Alahim and called on the name of Yahuah. Genesis 12:8. Abraham's priesthood was expressed through obedience, separation, trust, and surrender to the promise. And the ultimate altar is Isaac.
It was the ultimate experience on an altar for him, wasn't it? Taking his only son, who he was promised would be father of nations through, and sacrificing him.
Take now your son and offer him there as a burnt offering. Genesis 22:2. This is not about human sacrifice. It is about death of ownership. Nothing given by Alahim belongs to us, including us.
Missed the line. Abraham learns the core truth of priesthood.
This is not about human sacrifice. It is about death of ownership. Abraham learns the core truth of priesthood. Nothing given by Alahim belongs to us, including us.
Do you think most people know that?
No.
Nothing belongs to us, especially us.
So we're supposed to die to ourselves so that he can use us and flow through us without those demon thoughts coming to us, clouding our mind.
Mm.
We have to be clear for him to be able to use us,
Mm.
which means dying to ourselves, which
Mm.
means admitting that we don't belong to ourselves, which
Yeah.
most people can't do.
Mm. See where the altar comes in now?
Yeah.
Where's the altar today, Hunter? Where do you reckon the altar is?
In us.
Yes. The altar is your heart. You offer up the bulls of your lips and your behavior.
Mm.
You offer up as a sacrifice your life, your flesh. You kill it, as you said. Kill your flesh. That's the altar. Go through that altar picture. That was interesting.
The most cherished place for a man was his altar, a place of worship, a place of covenant, a place of anointing, a place of encounter, a place of forgiveness, and a place of communication. Yeah.
This is all they had back then. And sometimes Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, they would wait years. That's why when they were traveling back the same way, they'd say, "There's that altar we built. Let's sacrifice on that altar," because it was like a portal. Maybe this time, if we offer it and we've got the right behavior, if we have pure hearts, maybe he'll meet us again.
Yeah, that was the only way they could pray and communicate with him.
So
now we can just do it however we want. See, the place of communication, forgiveness. So they have to go to that to repent and for forgiveness from Yahusha. Encounter. They'd encounter Yahusha. Anointing. I don't know about that.
Anointed by Yahusha?
Oh, yeah.
That's what his spirit does.
Covenant. Well, it's the altar where Yahusha comes from, so of course there'd be covenant there. And worship. They worship him there. That they try to get the communication or the forgiveness.
What's our worship today? It's at the bottom of the picture.
Behavior.
The altar is our heart behavior.
That's the worship he wants. Because it's not just when you go here or go there. It's all day and all night. Worship, focusing on him.
Yeah, because it says there, the altar was a place to express their love for Yahuah, which would be Yahuah now.
Yahusha?
Yahuah, which would be Yahusha now, yeah. But that one says the altar is our heart behavior, and to express our love for Yahusha now is we just do it in our behavior, and we show it in our behavior.
Yeah.
The true sacrifice, not blood, but surrender. Animal blood in Genesis was not payment for sin. It was permission for approach. Blood acknowledged death exists, a life is required, access is costly. But Abraham's altar of Isaac shows something deeper. The sacrifice Alahim seeks is trust. Yeah, Abraham didn't trust in him, and that's why he went to the servant wife and had Ishmael, which later becomes the Muslims.
So we had to learn. He was a man of belief, a man of faith. That's his reputation, but you can see there are plenty of times in there where he had lapse. He had unbelief. He got worried, he got stressed, he stopped believing, didn't he? Took things into his own hands.
That's what Moses did.
Yeah.
At some point when he was trying to get the slaves from Egypt, I'm pretty sure. He failed, or at least that's what it was shown in that terrible movie last night.
Yeah, that wasn't accurate. But every man in their flesh goes through this stage until they believe, and then things start to work and things start to happen.
Yeah, but you can see he trusted, like when he went to save Lot from when he got captured by I don't know what they were, but yeah.
10 kings.
He got captured at that camp area, and with how much men they had and the weapons, they wouldn't have won, but he trusted in Yahusha. And they won. The sacrifice Alahim seeks is trust. The offering he provides is his own provision.
Does that make sense to you? The sacrifice Alahim seeks is trust. What do we put on the altar? Because remember, our worship is our behaviour. So what's the sacrifice he wants?
Trust.
He wants us to die to ourselves, as you said, but he wants us to trust him for everything. Trusting belief. Because that's a big thing, because you can't see him. But you can feel him and experience him, and he wants us to trust that and believe in that. And then he will provide everything that we need.
Alahim will provide for himself the lamb. Genesis 22:8. Is that like how he provided the lamb to Abraham?
Yeah. That's Abraham talking when Isaac asks him, where's the lamb? And Abraham says, Alahim will provide for himself the lamb. And he did, in many ways.
Genesis already points to Yahusha, the lamb, provided by or as himself, as Alahim, by or as Alahim himself. Brandon, do you want to read now?
Yeah. Bread and wine, the priestly meal of life. Melchizedek does not bring law, he does not demand offerings, he brings bread and wine. Bread equals sustenance, life, daily provision, and wine equals joy, covenant, blood life. This is not ritual, this is intimate fellowship. Yahusha later makes the connection unmistakable. I am the bread of life. John 6:35. This cup is the new covenant in my blood. Luke 22:20. Genesis shows the pattern that Yahusha came to fulfill.
Was it about obeying laws and being strict and rigid, outward, carnal?
No.
Look at me, I've just done this, and look at me, I've just done that law, and I've just done this, and look at me. No. It's about an intimate relationship.
Yeah. It means good behavior, trusting in him and believing in him.
Yeah.
To know him, you need to believe him in him.
Yeah.
Which means trusting him.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we have to obey him, because he says, if you love me, obey me. And you want to. There's plenty of people who don't love him, who are obeying all these laws and think that they know him.
Yeah.
Love comes first, and then you want to please him. That's what this is showing. And this came long before the official priesthood. This was a Yahusha's priesthood in Melchizedek.
The true tithe, acknowledging source, not paying a system. Abraham gives a tenth to Melchizedek voluntarily, and he gave him a tenth of all, Genesis 14:20. This was not commanded, it was recognition. The tithe in Genesis is not tax, not obligation, not institutional funding, it is a declaration. Everything came from you. Hebrews clarifies the spiritual reality. Now consider how great this man was, to whom even the patriarch Abraham gave a tenth. Hebrews 7:4. Giving is behavioral alignment, true surrendered worship as a love slave, not payment.
See that? That's what all that tithing and everything show. Because if you go to some places, they'll say you've got to give us 10% of your income before tax. It's a scam. You can see here, and we've been under that many times in our life, but you can see here, giving is behavioral alignment.
Recognition. That he's the creator.
Yeah.
Do you think Abraham knew that he was Yahusha?
Well, he knew he was Alahim. He knew he was mightier than him. Yeah. And there was no one, as far as the patriarch's concerned, mightier than Abraham. And yet, the priesthood came, the Levitical priesthood came from Abraham. So what Paul's saying there is, this is before. The Levites came from Abraham's body, and yet this Abraham guy is giving tithes to this guy. So how much greater is this guy? So which priesthood's more important? Which priesthood's mightier? You know?
Yeah.
Melchizedek priesthood. And you're going to see a comparison, I think. Maybe later on. Yeah.
Two priesthoods. Levitical versus eternal. Genesis shows us one priesthood based on righteousness and life first, one priesthood based on lineage, law of sin, and death later.
Remember when they had the golden calf And the ground split open, and Moses said, "Who will choose me? Who will choose Yahuah?"
Yeah.
And only the Levites repented, so they became the priests. Remember that?
Yeah.
Who will stand with the truth? Who will stand with me? He said.
Yeah.
So it wasn't meant to be that way, though. It was meant to be a priesthood based on righteousness and life. They were all meant to go up the mountain. But then it became a priesthood based on lineage. Aaron.
Because they were disobedient.
Because they were disobedient.
Yep.
So he made them do it.
Mm-hmm.
Think he wants to make us, force us do it?
No.
No. That's not loving, is it? It's not a loving relationship if you have to force someone to do it. He wants us to obey him and want to please him because we love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hebrews explains why the first had to fade. If perfection were through the Levitical priesthood, what further need was there that another priest should arise according to the order of Melchizedek? Hebrews 7:11. The Melchizedek priesthood is eternal, operates through life, not regulation, lives through transformed beings.
So if there's any confusion, you get any confusion about that? Wherever you see Melchizedek, you just think Yahusha. Yahusha's priesthood. And that's us. That's what you become. That's why you're going through the vein, the steps of the vein, to become anointed, to become useful as a priest.
Yeah.
King and priest, like Yahusha was, following in his example. Death and resurrection. So there's a little bit of a comparison there. You want to explain that? Go through that, Hunter?
Yeah. Hebrews 7, covenant, priesthood, and order. You are a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek. Hebrews 7:17. Levitical order, Old Covenant, Levites as priests, temporary system. Melchizedek's order, better covenant, Yahusha as high priest, permanent order, enduring life. We follow a superior priest with a better covenant.
So, before you move on, only till the last couple of years, we were doing old covenant stuff. Resting on the Sabbath, doing 7 feasts a year, the Passover, all those sort of things, wearing the 𝗓𝗓𝗓 and all these different things that they were doing in the old covenant. Old priesthood, old shadows.
It's just so stupid how Lou thinks. He just goes up and goes back. What's the point of coming into flesh, doing all that if nothing's going to change? Teaching all that, going against the 10 Commandments, if they're just going to go back to normal as the 10 Commandments. Why would he go against them?
Yeah.
If he went against them, he clearly wouldn't be Yahusha and he'd be punished. If that's how it went.
Yeah.
But he went against them because they're old covenant.
He took everything historical and he made it new behavior. Yeah.
Why would he go back? Why would he go against them if there was no change? Therefore, if they do it like that and there was no change for some reason when he came, then they would be doing feasts just like Lou's yapping about. Why would they go down, do all that for no change, nothing at all, and then just go back to normal and have all the feasts and that? It's stupid.
It was a whole system built on corruption because it was built on animal blood. Priests and ordinances. Yahusha's blood changed everything.
What are we going to be doing when he comes back? How are we going to be eating and having a feast while he's destroying the whole world?
You can't.
Yeah.
Silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
They can't see. They haven't been through the vein.
Oh, there's an 8th one.
The true priesthood today, living altars. Genesis ends by pointing forward. Yahusha completes what he, as Melchizedek, revealed. Now the altar is the heart, the sacrifice is the self, the priesthood is spiritual, the temple is the body. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice. Romans 12:1. You also, as living stones, are being built up a spiritual house, a set-apart priesthood. 1 Peter 2:5.
present your bodies as a living sacrifice. So we die to ourselves, use that as a sacrifice, and become new. What's the point if we're doing all these new things, but we're not new? We're still old and corrupted.
You can't produce good fruit, good behavior from an old tree.
Or an old branch, actually, because we're branches and he's the tree. Yeah. An old branch will fall off and die. So we'll be dying not to ourselves, though, dying to the wrong thing, and becoming overruled by demons and corrupted, ruled by demons.
This is not a metaphor, this is reality.
What is? You
as living stones are being built up a spiritual house, set apart priesthood.
It's the quarry.
So yeah.
Where do stones get built, prepared?
A quarry.
Not a worldly metaphor like that.
This is a reality, daily reality in the quarry. Being prepared as living stones built up a spiritual house.
Wait, I said that wrong. It's not. It's a scriptural metaphor, not a worldly one. So we're not actually stones. We're not stones, but we are stones. We're humans, but we're the stones that go in the place.
Yeah. The stones that will make up the New Jerusalem.
Well, what's that?
Just a picture of Yahusha, the high priest, and people coming to him through his blood, because he's the real high priest after the order of Melchizedek. Not Aaron. Melchizedek. He's the real high priest. See the stones on his chest? The ephod. That's what Yahusha came to fulfill. Who's going to finish it off?
You could.
You read it, mate.
We've both read it, though.
Okay. Conclusion. Genesis was never about religion. And yet so many religions came from Genesis, didn't they? So many religions came from Abraham's body. Genesis was never about religion. Genesis reveals priesthood before the law, sacrifice before ritual, covenant before commandments, Yahusha before flesh.
So, priesthood before law. The law would have been the 10 Commandments. And Yahusha went for priesthood, basically. He went against the law when he came. Sacrifice before ritual.
I mean, how else could Yahusha walk around, the only perfect man, and it might have looked like he was breaking some of the commandments, like he just went and said to them, just eat. Doesn't matter if it's a Sabbath, just eat. You know, he did all these things that the Pharisees and Sadducees and law teachers hated, and yet he was perfect. So did he break the law or not? No. So what's he actually built his righteousness upon?
He would have just been creating a new law.
Well, it's before the law, because it's him.
Yeah.
He's the definition of right and wrong.
So if he says that, it's just getting rid of that law and creating the next law, because he said to do it.
So this is much more superior. Having an intimate relationship with him and hearing his voice is much more superior than just following 10 Commandments.
So yeah, covenant before commandments. Go for the covenant, not just the law and the commandments of what they say.
New covenant.
Yeah, especially before, especially with how they were just basically breaking it, because they were all religious and doing all this, and they weren't following it. And going against Yahusha, because they just wouldn't recognize it after all he did. He healed everyone. He even came back to life, but that was too late. It was too late for them because they already did it. And Yahusha before flesh, that's an obvious one. Yahusha before the fleshly things, died to ourselves.
This was showing Yahusha as Melchizedek before he actually came in the flesh. Melchizedek was not an anomaly. He was a preview.
Of what we're meant to be.
Of what Yahusha came to do. And then, what we're meant to become. Spot on. First him and then us.
Mm.
So he was a preview of what was coming. Abraham was not a rule keeper. He was a surrendered love slave.
He was just doing what he was told.
Mm.
So he would have been saying rules like that. But that's because he was a love slave, not because he was a rule keeper.
Mm. Doesn't mean you don't keep rules.
Mm.
Doesn't mean you don't obey what he tells you to do. But it's about the love slave, not about the rule keeping.
Yeah, don't be a rule keeper, be a love slave. And if you're a love slave, you'll say the rules.
Mm.
But you won't be a religious or whatever, a really strict rule keeper. You'll just do what he says to do. If he says to break the rule, then you do it, and that means you're a love slave. If you're a rule keeper, you won't break the rule.
Yeah, because someone can keep rules and hate them and complain about them.
Mm.
Is that a love slave?
No.
No. So, bread and wine were not symbols, they were life offered freely.
Mm.
The true priesthood is not inherited, it is entered through death and transformation.
Die to ourselves.
Yeah, got to go through the vein. So it's not just through inheritance, lineage.
Yeah.
You don't just
because
inherit
you're
it.
a Jew or something.
No.
I mean, even then, they've been corrupted by the stupid religions.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, they clearly can't, it's not lineage, because they couldn't even keep it.
No. Their lineage is fake anyway. So this is entered through death and transformation.
Yeah, they went to the Christianity and that because it was easier to do.
Mm.
It's easier, you don't have to do anything. You just get free food and it's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get free food.
Genesis opens the portal understanding. Yahusha completes it in his own flesh and blood body as Alahim the Lamb.
Yeah, Christianity, even the Jews went to it because free food and that, but because they didn't want to go through the vein, they didn't want to have that transformation because it was too hard.
Mm.
So they just went on to Christianity because it was way easier.
Yeah.
A fake religion with their own rules.
Mm.
Mm.
That's why they have all these false idolatries at Christmas, birthdays, and all that.
Mm.
They just do what they want.
Yeah.
So true.
Because they get free things on them, so they like it.
It's a big swill, it's a big mixture.
And the thing is, it's all worldly things that they get from it. Anyways, that's why they love it so much. Because they just get free things.
So if you want to be part of the true priesthood, what have you got to be?
You have to enter the vein. Not just enter it, go through it.
Mm.
Enter it and leave it.
Enter in the narrow vein.
Mm.
So you've got to be, as Yahusha said there, Yahusha completes it in his own flesh and blood body as Alahim the Lamb. It is through death and transformation, becoming something new. You can't become new unless you go through that narrow vein.
Mm.
Knowing that Yahusha is Alahim, and you get delivered from the evil that is in you. Only through Yahusha. It's only knowing that he's Alahim. You're forgiven by his blood, cleansed by his word, and then you go through a spirit baptism and a fire baptism. Yeah?
Not some stupid water one.
No.
What's that going to do?
No.
If that's how it is, I've been baptized every time I go in the pool.
Mm. Silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just physical. This is a spiritual transition.
Mm.
So,
and
that's... You go.
Even the fire baptism is spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
It's not actually getting baptized in fire.
No.
It's spiritual. Both of them are like spiritual fire and just spirit in general.
Mm.
And that's what delivers you from evil. Knowing that Yahusha is Alahim, so you're forgiven by blood, which is his blood. Yeah, if you know he's Alahim, that means you know what he's done and you're forgiven. And you're cleansed by the word.
Mm.
And the stone quarry is where you get perfected in the home. And then you go to the wilderness and you're ready.
Mm.
And then
Protected.
all those together is the narrow vein.
Mm.
Means
What do you think?
we've already gotten in the narrow vein, but we haven't gotten out.
No.
Because it's like a gateway. Once we get out, you can see that light there. Once you get out, just follow the light and you'll be in the wilderness.
Who's the light?
Yahusha.
Mm.
And the word. Yahusha's word, so Yahusha.
Yeah. So true. So you've been with us for most of these Genesis studies. What do you think? Going through Genesis.
I think it's pretty good. Picking out all the bits and pieces that are relevant to us today. Seeing how it relates to what we need to do today, and how they were doing it all the way back in Genesis.
It's surprising how, like, all the way back then, they're still talking about the quarry. That wasn't even a thing back then. The quarry. I mean,
family.
The worldly quarries were a thing, but spiritual quarry wasn't a thing. And they said that was a lot from the quarry video. That's probably the best one out of all of them. And they weren't even a thing, so it's surprising how much they give. And with the behavior, I think the Exodus one will be surprising about a behavior one, because they were still on the 10 Commandments, so a lot of that would be in it, but it would still give stuff.
Yeah, because they were given the 10 Commandments because they couldn't follow the behavior given to them, and they wouldn't listen to them, and they wouldn't follow them. So they were given the 10 Commandments. And that's why when Yahushua comes back in the flesh, those commandments aren't as relevant now, because they believed in him, but they were keeping the Old Testament, and they weren't. Yahushua you don't need that now. And when he came back, he showed that you didn't need it now. It was for back then, when they wouldn't believe and they wouldn't trust in him. So they needed the commandments to be put onto the belief.
They could never be right. They couldn't do the rules, so they need the 10 Commandments. Then they went to the 10 Commandments and wouldn't get rid of them. They'd stay on them. They couldn't just be in the middle. They just had to disobey.
He transformed everything into a behavior. That's what shocked you going through all those wilderness things, wasn't it? You know, what's wrong with these people? Look what they've just seen. Look what they've just been through. Why are they whinging and why are they so angry? They just want to go back to Egypt.
Exactly. He literally gave them all the evidence. He split the seas and they still didn't believe him.
It's easy for us to look back in retrospect and go, oh, we would never do that. We would believe. But you got to look at our behaviour. You got to look.
We didn't even believe now. So
no, you've got to look and say, well, how long have we been taught all this stuff, and how long has it taken us to get through this, and look at our behaviour and look at what we've done, So you can't just take the moral high ground and go, oh, we would never do that. Yeah, you would. You still do some days.
Yeah.
You still do treat Yahusha exactly like they did. You whinge and complain and moan and groan, and you don't realise what you're called for, this priesthood. You're a love slave, Nothing should be a problem when he tells you to do it.
It would have been worse
do
back
it with
then,
joy.
Though, because they literally saw him split the seas. We haven't really seen anything like that. We've seen a lot of evidence not like that, though. So it's still worse for them that they didn't believe after that.
But the one thing they didn't have that we do is we have Yahusha inside us. So they didn't have that. They were relying on Moses. And signs and wonders. We have him inside us. We have zero excuse not to believe this, because, as I've said a million times, we've had the best teaching, and what's stopping us?
Oh, second best.
Well, it's from Yahusha, so it's the best.
But the best is directly from him, because you understand
I
it more too.
I believe it came directly from him.
Yeah.
Through the shepherd.
Goes through it.
I see what you mean. You're saying the best is to hear it and do it. Have a relationship.
When he came down.
Oh, you mean when he was here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's directly actually from him.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, I'm talking about us here now.
Yeah. It's the best we could get now.
Best we could get now. Yeah. Well, now he wants to give it directly to us, doesn't he? So we can have the best. But you've got to hear it, and you've got to do it. Got to be clean, you've got to be willing, you've got to be a love slave. So that's Genesis. On to Exodus. Troops.
Took a while. We've already finished all the movies.
yeah, we've already finished. What did you think about that? Yeah. Some of those movies were dreadful, weren't they?
Especially that last one that we watched tonight.
Yeah.
Not last night. That sucked.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
Yeah. Good effects, but shocking story.
Yeah, they're always better effects. That one didn't even have that good effects. The 1950s one had better effects. They skipped a lot of things in that one. They tried to make it all realistic, like to them. Like crocodiles made the water blood, not just like natural, not supernatural. As you said, they made the water just icicles instead of fire, because that's impossible to happen according to them. But icicles, it's just like hard hail.
Came at it scientifically, not as supernatural wonders.
Yeah, like the Hebrews, it said that they got affected by the things, but they didn't get affected by any of them.
No.
But it's not realistic to them, because they would have to if they are there, like the diseases and that.
Well, the thing that he wants us to see is that those supernatural wonders are still happening today if you see them. He wants to show you things like that. Maybe not waters parting, but he wants to show you in your day, that was me. That thought you just had was me. When he told you to go that way, he told you to go this way. Pick that up, do this, do that, speak this. He wants to show you that, look at what you came up with today. Hey, Dad, I've done a video. I nearly fell over. I think it's wonderful,
Yeah.
That lifted my whole day. Like, look at this,
I have to get used to it, because everyone's starting to.
It's wonderful, It was great.
Like Rob coming here, his thing was full of like car stuff, and he got hit. Oh, sorry. That shows that Yahusha is there, and he did it.
Yeah. So Yahusha's showing us he wants to move with us and do amazing wonders.
Yeah.
And there's not much time left, so we've got to be turned on, ready.
That was a long one.
Was it?
Oh, not long. It was good. That's what I meant. It wasn't
Alright.
short. It was a good one.
Well, they're your videos, mister, so
Was that all?
yeah.
Does no one have anything to say?
No, that's Genesis, wrapped up with a nice red bow.
Yeah.
Scarlet thread.
Well, that was the last of our Genesis summaries. And then we'll move on to Exodus. At some point, we need to do the DM's a Real book, so I want to get into that. Because it would help a lot, I think.
Love you guys. See you later.
Bye.
I kept dreaming of a world I thought I'd never see. And then, one day, I got in.